Welcome, everybody, to episode 17 of The Rebellion. I'm your host, Tyson Smith, and today we have on Austin Rabin, Ecom legend. And my first question to you, Austin, is what is the key to success in Ecom, and why is it waking up at 4 a.m. and listening to dropshipping podcasts for 12 hours straight?
Yeah, it's the 4 a.m., meditate, cold shower, then a cold plunge right after the shower.
Of course.
Naturally.
You got to shock the body.
Yeah, of course. Wake it up.
Yeah.
And then Ecom, books from, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's when you start on your store.
Yeah.
From 3 to 4, and that's it. And then you're
Right.
done. Yeah.
Well,
it's all about the shower.
Yeah, you should build three stores for between 3 and 4.
Yeah, crank them out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But the real heavy lifting is done in the shower.
It's done in the shower, thinking, ideation. Man. It's crazy. Dude, everyone on TikTok, Ecom, I'm just going to start off with this. Ecom comes off so bad sometimes because there's so many 16-year-olds that have had one store and made $30,000.
Well, hey, bro, once you get that Shopify screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot and just in every video.
You're good.
Golden.
Uh-huh.
It's just annoying, but that's why I didn't even want to post about anything till 2 years into Ecom. First making it sustainable and being know that it's actually going to continue and make money for me.
Right. You didn't want to jinx it.
I don't want to just go on and be I know everything I'm doing. It's I had to learn myself first before posting a single TikTok or anything.
Well, so give everybody an idea, where are you at right now in your Ecom journey?
Yeah.
What have you done so far?
I guess talk about maybe the beginning.
Yeah.
How I got started. I just filmed a video about this on YouTube. It's coming out later, but or an updated version. But so I started, funny enough, in college, I was flipping shit on the side.
Okay.
So
on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist?
Kinda. So we started, it was me and my fiance, Miranda. And she was like, hey, Last Chance, right around the corner here, that store. So we'd go there in college, drive over, buy shoes that are used. And if you guys don't know what Last Chance is, it's basically where Nordstrom and Nordstrom Rack, I guess, returns get sent to. And sometimes they're in perfect condition, the shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
So
They got really nice stuff.
Yeah, they
people
do.
Are you can buy Balmain and it's probably filled with Balenciaga right
yeah,
now.
probably right now, right? Jackets everywhere.
Right.
No, they have really good stuff and really okay stuff and everywhere in between. So we'd go over there, buy stuff, buy shoes mainly, go home, list them all on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. And we did I think in a year, in 2 months, I think $87,000.
Holy shit, while you were in college?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we were great idea, Miranda. Thank you. But that kind of introduced me more into Ecom and online selling.
Making money online.
But it wasn't sustainable, right? I had to physically go there and get the product.
Right.
And I knew about drop shipping, but I was not super interested in it because this was a shiny object. Plus I was going to school. I had internships and all that. And then after that, I did an internship in Minnesota. I started learning about Ecom a little bit, and I was I can build a store. I'm an analytical guy. I'm going to school for supply chain. I work in all these softwares all the time. So I learned about drop shipping online and started my first store in 2018. I was this is gonna be so much easier because I don't have to have the product. So I built up that store, and I ran it up to I made 10K, I think is what it was right away. And I only did influencer posts. So I'd reach out to YouTubers and I was hey, you want to review these products? You can pick whatever you want. And I got someone that had 750K subs. He did a review of it and got some sales from that, whatever. And this is the worst part about it. It was my cop out because I sold replica AirPods.
Okay.
Right. And that's a big no-no. You can't do that, you can't just do that. So I learned that the hard way. I got a cease and desist from Shopify as well as Apple. They had their third-party lawyers send some shit over and they're if you, post whatever again, we're following you and you'll, or watching you, I guess, and we'll sue you. Shut down that store.
Yeah. Don't want those guys. Don't want those guys.
No, yeah.
You don't want to be on their shit
I know,
list.
Right? So I guess 10K was the limit for them, but whatever. So shut that down. And I was I can't sell anything, obviously, copyright, So moved on to beauty and cosmetics, mainly beauty tools. And I didn't I'm not. I don't have,
so the beauty tool, is that ice rollers and shit?
Yeah, stuff like that. Lower ticket. I love lower ticket.
Yeah.
Higher conversion rate.
Well, it's a lot easier to convince somebody to buy some shit like that. So much
easier. Everyone's I want to sell a $300 dropshipping product. It's they're gonna shop around first. I think it's harder, but
yeah,
you can do it with a lot of good branding and stuff. But It's easier. I like the high conversion rate.
Okay.
So we started that, and she was like my consultant for it because she's like, oh, this would be a good product, right? I'm talking about Miranda. You know, I didn't know what to sell on the beauty cosmetic thing. So
you're kind of you're going through like product lists like on Alibaba or whatnot, like with her, and just like, oh, would you use that? And she's like, yeah,
my
dope.
friends like that pretty much. Yeah. And it made it hard a little bit because it's like, I don't know anything about it, but she did at least, which was good. So I started that store, and that was like a full drop shipping store. And I broke even for like 2.5, 3 months or something like that. I was like, you know, I'm making sales. Like something's working, right? Like there's the concept
broke even
is proven
because like
of ad costs.
Ad spend.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I couldn't like nail the ad spend.
Were you just running like Facebook, Instagram ads?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. Okay. And still do. It's the best. No matter what anyone says about TikTok.
All right.
That's a hot take in the ecom space.
Oh, are they saying that like TikTok ads are taking over?
Yeah. There's it's like every ecom guy just needs to come up with I have the new strategy. Like, follow me. Facebook and Instagram are still king. Yeah. Just get over it.
Well, I feel like that's been the thing for the longest time is that's where people buy. Like I know for me on TikTok, if I can immediately sense when it's an ad and I'm skipping past that shit.
Right. Exactly.
Unless it's like some UGC kind of.
Right. It's there's a different strategy. It does work. It's way different strategy.
It's not paid ads.
It's got to be very native to the platform.
Yeah.
But so I was doing that. It broke even for X amount of time, 2 or 3 months, something like that. And then I was going to bed. I set up this new ad strategy. I was following this guy, and he was like, oh, you should try this, this, and this. So I tried it, but tweaked it like to work better with my product, I guess. And so I set that up. And I made nothing at the time. And then I was like, all right, set this up for 12 a.m. And if I'm not profitable the next day, I'm shutting down the store. I'm going to try a different one. I wasn't going to give up, but I was like, I'm going to switch it up, you know, maybe a different product, blah, blah, blah. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, sales were pretty good. And I was like, damn, all right, okay. And then I ended that day, I think, with $50 net profit. I was like, that's a day. And so I was like, you know, if I do that every day, you know, I can pay like my car payment, I can pay like some of my rent. I was like, that's great. A little side hustle while I was working at Abbott. And then within 3 weeks, I hit my first net $1,000 profit day. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that changed.
Oh,
like,
shit.
So all I did, I just scaled it really aggressively. So I was like, that's, you know, I'm like, fuck, like, that's so much money.
So scale it really aggressively. You mean what? You just started pumping more money in ads, or?
Yeah, I mean, people are like hesitant to like scale because when you scale on Facebook or paid at traffic, you got to spend more money, right? You need a credit card most of the time, unless you got cash, which I did. But you're a little riskier to spend the money. You don't know if it's gonna work. You might flop one day or whatever. But I just scaled it super aggressively, and then it paid off.
Can you give me an idea of like what your ad spend went from? And like, what'd you adjust it to?
I was spending, I think I started that test with $25 a day. And then the most I've spent on Facebook in one day at full scale of a store is $5,000.
Oh, shit.
A day in ad spend.
Wow.
We can talk about the free points.
Yeah,
later,
I was gonna say, bro, your credit card points got to be unreal. Amazing.
I was paying like $100,000 bills, and like it was crazy. But and then like my bank called too. And they were like, yo, like, hey, we just had like a couple questions for you because they know where I work, obviously. And they see my regular paycheck because I was doing both at the time. And they're like, we have a couple questions for you. Like, you know, there's a lot of money moving in and out of your account, like 10K a day going in, 10K a day going out, whatever. Or I guess less. But they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, yeah, we got like a notification from the IRS. They just wanted to monitor it. And I was like, okay. I mean, like, you can look at my store. Like, I don't know what you need, but like, this is what I'm doing on the side. And they're like, okay, like whatever. Never call me back. So I guess I'm okay for now.
Good deal.
Knock on wood. But I just paid my taxes, so
yeah. Brutal.
Joe Biden, you're set.
Brutal, dude. Yeah, what's up with those guys? I mean, my first time like really having to pay taxes because like, you know, it's not like anything comes out of my paycheck as like a W-2 or anything like that. It was really last year. It was like the first time I had to like write them a large check, and I was like, holy fuck, dude, this sucks dick.
Yeah.
What's going on with all that?
Dude, I don't know. Do you have a good accountant?
I mean, yeah, it's something that I'm going to be having to work towards. But here's the thing is, I mean, with wholesaling, it's strictly active income, man.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm going to be, you know, basically taking some advantage of the real estate offers us. So, you know, once we start buying real estate, some of the depreciation benefits and things like that. But
yeah, you get a lot more than like an e-com store would typically. But Yeah, it sucks. What I just do now and have done for the last couple years is just every month I'll, net out my income or whatever, and then just put away a certain percentage.
Yeah.
So at the end of the year, I'm like, I already expected this.
That's
Here
what we
it
do.
is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it kind of hits you.
Right.
Or people will see a fat number in their bank account and forget about taxes and go buy that
Yes,
Lambo, and they're like,
exactly.
"Oh, wait a minute,
Right.
I owe $200,000."
Which is, I mean, that's how I can see a lot of people, and that's something that like I'm thinking is that I need to be able to instruct people that I'm teaching how to wholesale. Is I need to be like, hey, all right, look, you're gonna start making a shitload of money,
Right.
so that's great and all, but you gotta save some of that because Uncle Sam is gonna come want his cut.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something not a lot of people think about, but I'm like, you gotta start thinking about it once that first $10,000 comes in,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like the concept is proven. Then just be ready.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I mean, I have a good account, thankfully.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different write-offs and capabilities. I can't give tax advice, but when you start doing stuff on like YouTube and getting revenue from other sources, then other things become write-offs and content
Ooh.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
You can.
Well, like
Get
this
creative.
entire thing,
Right, this entire
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Right.
what we're sitting in right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one big giant write-off.
Yeah. We'll take this next year.
You know what I want to figure out is, are people writing off their Lambos? Like, these people who are like selling courses, are they writing off their fucking McLarens and their Lambos somehow as like marketing expenses?
So, not tax advice, but when you look at it, when people are like, "Oh, section 179 or whatever it is," right? If it weighs over X amount of dollars
Yeah.
or X amount of pounds, you get this 100% depreciation in the first year. So I'm gonna go buy that new G-Wagon. Okay, but you have to use it 100% for business.
Yeah.
To write off 100%. So like they don't say that for one. And no one uses 100% of your G-Wagon for business.
So what is, what I don't even understand what that means. I get that you're not an accountant, but like
Right.
I drive to work every day.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that-
for sure right off. Whatever percentage, I mean, this is what I think. It's whatever percentage, you use it for business is kind of the percentage that you can write off of the car and the cost of it, plus gas, and depreciation or whatever. But you can't just buy a Lambo and write it off. But there's a spin that I think you could possibly do. This is not advice again, but I'm thinking like for people that their whole income could be like selling courses or something. Is that marketing then? Like,
Gotta be.
If you get 1 million views because you have a Lamborghini, like maybe, I don't know. That's not something I write off.
That's when I need to find an accountant that I can have that. I can ask him that question. Like,
Well, I've got a good one.
all right, well, you're
Can
gonna
hook
have
it
to
up.
put me in touch with him. So that's a question I
Yeah.
want to ask: is how can I make it so that I can buy this fucking badass car and just have it be a part of my personal brand?
Right. I think, probably at some point. I feel like if you can show revenue and increase in revenue from social, media in general, if you're making money from it, I think you can probably argue some stuff.
Yeah.
As long as you're like, I should just stop giving advice. I mean, in theory, it's like if they ever audit you, it's like, prove to me that you're using it for business. Okay, well, here you go. I drive to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's in 15 of my last 20 videos. I got X amount of views because it's a cool car. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's an argument.
Hmm.
I'll have to ask
It
him
should
for you.
be.
It should be. Yeah, to some extent.
So, back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
This store pops off,
Mhm.
make your first $1,000 in a day, and you
Yeah.
start to. What happens then?
Well, I'm really like conservative in terms of like finances and stuff. I grew up like pretty poor, really poor actually. They don't really talk about too much because everyone's like, "Oh, it's daddy's money" or whatever. It's like, no, you don't understand. Yeah, but so I'm very conservative, like money wise. Don't spend too much money. And so that took off, and I was like, "Is this sustainable? Like, can I do this for long term, like as Ecom or dropshipping specifically, like something I could do in the future, where I wouldn't need a job?" So I kind of double dipped for a long time. So I worked at Abbott, making I was up to $98,000 a year after I was promoted, but started at 70 there, and then also doing Ecom on the side. And the Ecom was obviously making more money, right? So I started doing things like working on it during lunch and all that stuff. And I did it for like 6 months, maybe, both of them, just to kind of prove to myself, like, if it's consistent for 6 months, it's probably going to be consistent for the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. And then I finally was like, okay, the amount of time I'm spending at Abbott is taking up my earning opportunity, just straight up opportunity cost of running more stores, opening more stores, testing more products, all that stuff. So I quit. That was super scary, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. never like had much stable income or anything growing up. So it was really scary. I was like shaking.
Yeah.
Because it was like a big commitment.
Well,
right?
well, what would you say to somebody who's listening who's kind of feeling the same way? That they're like, dude, I mean, I have this job, whatever. And maybe I don't like it, but I mean, at least I know that it's going to pay my bills.
Right.
But I'm interested in doing this other thing. What advice would you give them?
Yeah. So my advice would be don't quit anything. I get people that ask me that all the time. Should I drop out of college? I'm like, no. What do you like? What income do you have? He's like, well, I want to start dropshipping. It's like, well, you don't. No, you probably have a bad mindset first of all. So no. My advice is to work on it. Just everyone's like, oh, I don't have any time. Like I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to do whatever. You have time. You have time. Right. So work on your ecom store during lunch, like your lunch break at your work. Work on it for 1 to 3 hours a day after work. Maybe 3 times a week, and just grind. Turn off Netflix for a little bit.
Well, and
that's prove that income first.
When people say that they don't have time, what they really mean is I don't want to.
They're lazy.
Not worth it.
100% lazy.
Because they don't want to give up exactly like you said. They don't want to give up that time they have after work or whatever their obligation is after school, where instead of it's you don't get to sit there and watch Netflix or go party or whatever the fuck. You gotta do this.
No, and if you can't do that, that's a problem.
Absolutely.
You need to be working for someone else probably.
Yeah.
Honestly. And if you don't have like the drive, and I feel like the drive is like, even when you see like a small win and you love it, like then I think you know you got it, right? Because like some people make $30 or $50 their first day drop shipping or something. And they're like, it's not enough money. A win's a win. Like if that doesn't make you hungry and want to get more and more and more, then you also have a problem. So I feel like you realize that drive early on if it's for you and you can work for yourself, because that's time management and working for yourself go hand in hand. You're your own boss, right? And if you have an Xbox next to you and you just pick that up at like 11 a.m. every day, but you're working for yourself, it's just not a good mix.
Right.
And you really have to figure out that time management.
Well, that's something that like I definitely had to learn myself, because even like, you know, some people say like, yo, you go to college and that like teaches you to be an adult. No, not for me. So it was like really like, you know, especially when I started doing my own thing, and it's like I started wholesaling during the COVID thing, and everything shut down, and like none of my friends are working or anything like that, but I'm still just going to the office every single day and doing this shit, and you know, eventually it works out. Yeah. But it's like you have to do that stuff, and you have to be able to get yourself to work. Yeah. And I think the way you're able to do that is by seeing the end vision of mine, which for me, it was very helpful to see people on Instagram, like these other wholesalers who were balling out and driving the Lambos, because I was like, fuck, dude, if they're doing it, like, it's got to be possible. Yeah. Whereas, like, same thing, people for you, they got to be seeing, well, hey, shit.
Sort of.
Rabin can do it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I try to, like, be a little bit different on social media. Because ecom got really quickly flooded, like I was saying earlier, with people that just made 20K, and they now rent a Lamborghini and post videos and sell a course. And it's like they don't know what the hell they're going to teach you. Yeah. They're just trying to make money off that now. And ecom got really saturated with that. It's a little different for real estate, I think, because, I don't know. I just feel like it's more believable today. There's so many, there was just a wave of fakes.
Like, do you feel like because of the, like, the saturation of the ecom gurus that it's made everybody skeptical, are you saying, or?
Yeah, I think definitely that. And I also think that, like, I don't know, like, ecom, you can get lucky maybe. Like, I like being like a 17-year-old kid, get lucky on your laptop for a month, and then you don't know anything about it, you didn't learn anything. But if you're, like, successful in real estate, you can, like, it's like almost public information. You can kind of, like, look that up or see what they're doing or what deals they've done in the past or whatever. There's more proof to it too, in a way. And it's not like something you just stumble upon when you're like 16. So ecom has like a lower barrier to entry, I'd say, but also like generated people like that. Yeah. Like gurus and all that stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a weird space, but it's really good to be in because it teaches you like so many high income skills. Like every single one.
Well, that's why I mean, when I look at it, that's why I would always tell people that I think that if you really want to get started doing this, I think there's 3 really good routes to go. I'm obviously biased, and I'm going to say go wholesale. But I think that ecom and copywriting, like a copywriting agency, are like the 3 ways that's what you should go do to make money if you're not sure what. Because like with what you're saying, all the high value skills you learn, like the high value marketing skills. Like, one thing that I don't know how to do that I wish I knew how to do was make and run Facebook, Instagram, and Google pay-per-click ads.
Right. I know a guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me too. I pay them a shitload of money, but they're doing them.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I agree though. That's why I like ecom. In specifically the things that I teach. I mean, my program's titled Ecom Remastered, and I'm bringing this up because it's ecom remastered, not dropshipping remastered, right? So everything in ecom in general, which is the sale of online goods and services. So agencies are a great way to get into ecom, selling stuff as a service or whatever, ad agency, copywriting agency, all that stuff. A lot of great students having a lot of success with that as well. But there's just so many high income skills, even when you just start a dropshipping store, because you're the one-man team. You're learning about marketing, advertising, ad creatives, ad copy, website design, supply chain management, like so many different high income skills right now. You can get your kind of like, even ad creatives too. You can kind of figure out which one you like the most and say you don't even like dropshipping, because that's a lot of hats to wear, right? And some people don't like it. I'm thinking of someone specifically that I'm actually meeting up with in New York in like 2 days and kind of doing a similar thing to this, but he started off drop shipping, and I met him when he joined my program maybe a year ago. And then he's like, he had some success with drop shipping, but he was like, I'm really good at ad creatives. I'm gonna start an ad creative agency, and it just took off this entire year. I'm not gonna speak for him, but it's doing really, really well.
Yeah. Well, I like that, but it gives you the chance to surround yourself in all of these different things. Then you can pick the one that you enjoy the most and really run with it.
Right. Yeah. If you don't like drop shipping, it's like, or it's too much, too overwhelming. You can either outsource the things you're bad at or don't like doing, or you can just be like, dang, like I really like running Google ads and I'm really good at it. Now, I'm going to offer this to you, right? Yeah. And then you're going to be like, well, show me your results. Look what I've done. Okay, well, I'll give you a try. And then picks up a client. Monthly recurring revenue right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Well, and I think the same thing can kind of be said about wholesaling is when you get into it is like anybody who's interested in real estate, that is, I believe it's the best way to go any other direction. Whereas like if somebody tells me they want to be a realtor, they want to be a landlord, they want to own a bunch of long-term rentals, they want to own Airbnbs, they want to flip houses, they want to actually like fix and flip them. I say, so you should start with wholesaling because it's going to give you so much transactional knowledge of how like a real estate deal works. Yeah. You know, how to find the buyer, find the seller, how the whole title process works and all of that. Not to mention everything you learn as far as the marketing and the sales. But just getting to see the transaction is going to make everything else easier. Plus, when you're wholesaling, you learn how to market direct to seller. Right. Where for all those other things, it's going to benefit you if you can get the property for the very cheapest price. Right. When you can go direct to seller, that's how you're going to get the cheapest price.
Yeah. One thing that you have that I don't have as well, and a lot of people don't in like the e-com space, is just talking to people.
Oh.
Right? Like sales in general.
Social interaction.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can do everything from your little laptop in Peru, right?
Yeah.
And with an e-com store, but you don't talk to people unless you're selling a service and trying to close a client. Wow. That's one thing that I've missed. And it's funny that I was even bringing this up because I would like to do another YouTube video with you. I kind of want to do this idea that we can maybe run when I get back. We switched jobs for the day. I got a cold call. I have to cold call. I'll set you up with like a store and you try to like create some ads and like run it for a day.
Oh my God.
And just see who does better.
Let's do it.
I know. I think that'd be cool.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'll set you up with like everything. Like we'll give you a list of people and like, you know, good stuff. And then I'll show you real quick and I'll give you like a tutorial on like the underwriting and make you some offers. You'll go get a deal, bro.
Maybe don't give me the best leads right off the bat.
No, dude, it's all good, bro. Dude, we're generating by the boatload every single day.
I think that'd be a cool video, though.
I really like that idea. Yeah. That'd be sick.
Yeah, a little crossover.
Yeah, you guys got to drop a comment if you want to see the video of me and Austin switching jobs. I'm going to go, I'm going to run a drop shipping store for the day, and then Austin is going to be a wholesaler for the day.
Yeah, and your goal would be to like maybe get one sale, like from like organic TikTok or something like that, right? That'd be a win.
Dude, that'd be fun. Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah.
And because it's stuff I'm like really interested in too. Dude, I love the idea of drop shipping for like somebody getting into it. Like I can just so see like, hey, dude, and you know, you get a product, you order it. Like just so if let me run you through the way I think that this happens. And I want you to let me know if I'm right. Find a product that has like a good margin, right? And you're going to order one for yourself. And then I'm going to make some TikTok videos about it, some sort of like user-generated content. So I'm thinking like I really like the idea of like women's beauty. Yeah. So some kind of like ice roller or something, right? And I'm going to go and I'm going to give it to my girlfriend and we're going to make a fucking video about it, right? Like why I love doing this every single night. Right. And make like 10 of those videos. and then I'm gonna make the website, and it's gonna be pretty like almost like a landing page, which is like
Pretty much.
they go there, buy the product, right? Maybe we got a couple colors, I don't know, and that's it. And then we get it up and running, and then I'm gonna do the organic. I'm gonna just post those videos, maybe on a bunch of different accounts, because I know that TikTok's shit is weird, and sometimes it'll blow up or whatever. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, and then I'm sure that there's some ads and stuff I could run, some paid stuff. But that's where I would start.
That's where I pretty much recommend everyone to start. Pretty much everything that you just said. Starting off with organic is great, especially if you're a beginner, because there's low upfront cost. You really just have to have the product and a phone, which pretty much everyone has that's starting drop shipping. And it teaches you how to make ad creatives. Yeah. Right? Like you have to film them yourself. And if you film 10 different marketing angles or 10 different just first clips or the hooks of the ad creative, and you figure out, wow, that one did really well. I wonder why. It was probably more engaging, right? And like, I'm gonna repeat that, but do it even better, make it even more engaging. So you learn like what actually resonates with the audience and what they engage with, and then it just teaches you all that. And then while that's going on, hopefully if you get like a viral video or something, you get the revenue coming in, right? You fulfill the orders through your supplier, which you forgot to mention, but that can be tough sometimes finding a good supplier. Yeah. But you got to do that. And then let's just say you generated $3,000 in revenue in the first month and you profited $2,000 because it's organic traffic, something like that. Now you take all those best ad creatives, repurpose them, kind of reorganize them and make them native to whatever platform you want to advertise on, and move them into paid traffic and reinvest back into the business. Gotcha. Because organic's great. And if you can just get a video on TikTok that has like 10 million views every day, good for you. You're going to make a lot of money. But it's really hard. Like you said, TikTok's really random. Yeah. So people have a really good month organic, and they're like, I made 50K profit this month from my organic TikTok videos. Okay, but next month they update their algorithm, and your videos went to zero. Right. So now you got to move into paid. Like you almost have to move into paid to be sustainable. But I love the idea of you test how engaging it is using their algorithm. You just use TikTok's algorithm as a test to see 100%. If it's engaging, and then once you know it is, that's when you start pumping money into it and you force the virility of it. For sure. It's the thing that I didn't have back in 2018. I had to go straight into paid. You pretty much had to do that for everything. Yeah. For the most part. And now it's such an advantage because, like you said, it's low cost. You post as many times a day as you want and try to get a viral video and learn, and you get some sales. So hopefully you get a little revenue to support your business even further. And it basically tells you what is the best ad that you had. You just keep learning. It's the most engaging. And then it's like, okay, great. This is the best ad. Let's move it into paid. And you're way more likely to succeed now with that ad. I see. And I didn't have that back then because there was no TikTok. Free testing. Yeah, free testing. Have I told you that I had a drop shipping store in college? No, I think you always hop on your lives. I feel like you've mentioned it sometimes, but I don't know the story. So me and some of my buddies were sitting around like having dinner in college, and we were talking about shirts that I'm not gonna say it but the C word. Oh, okay. And we were like, what if we had shirts that like said that, like people buy that, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know, let's fucking see. And I had random. Yeah. Well, and I had met with somebody. It was this girl's boyfriend came in, and I'd met him, and he was telling me about drop shipping, and he kind of explained the process to me. He's like, yeah, like you don't actually, like the people pay you, and you use that money to pay for the thing, so you don't actually need any inventory. And one of my first questions was, well, how do you find people? And he had this software called SalesBrain, and what it would do is you could set it up for certain hashtags you wanted to target, and it would automatically comment on any posts you use those hashtags and say, hey, and then you could customize whatever the comment was. So we made a store, a bunch of black shirts with box logos, like knocking off Supreme, that said things like the C word, blacked out, so no head was the most popular one, like tripping, like things like that. I don't know, just some offensive things. Yeah. And we targeted like hashtag skateboarding and hashtag streetwear. And so then we bought we made some Instagram accounts. We bought some followers on them. I learned that you could buy followers. Yeah. And so we just bought some accounts, loaded them up with like 50,000 followers each. It was like all the same name. It's called Raw Fits. Raw Fits. Yes, we had Raw Fits. We had Raw Fits _. We had Raw _ Fits, right? We had like 10 accounts because there was only a certain amount of comments you could post a day. Okay. And it would automatically comment on these pictures, and it'd be like, hey, I love your stuff. We would actually love to sponsor you. Send us a DM.
then when they sent a DM, it didn't matter. It was just like the way that the automation worked. It was just if any response came in, you could set the sequence of messages. So we had to like tailor them down a specific path. So it was like, yeah, I do love the content you're doing. We'd absolutely love the chance to sponsor you. Let me give you a discount code so you can get some of our merchandise. And then if you post some pictures and we like it, we'll sponsor you. We'll send you some stuff for free. Ended up doing that, ran it, and then we're getting sales every day. Like I think we were doing like $100 a day or something that in sales. And like at the time in college, I don't even think we were making any money because of like basically the software took 25%.
Oh, wow.
So that eats like, I feel like most e-com stores, like your profit margin is probably around 25 to 35%.
So yeah, it depends,
but ate everything. And then that plus the, the cogs and everything like that.
Yeah.
We actually weren't making any money, but it was the first time I was seeing like all of a sudden I was really, because I was a broke college student, and all of a sudden I see some kid in Japan just like made a $600 order and bought everything from rawfits.com. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It made me realize what's possible with the scale of the internet, like how you can get your shit out to everybody everywhere.
It's insane. Yeah. And like, that's a win. Like you got a taste of it too.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is possible.
It definitely opened my eyes to making money online.
Yeah.
And like, even though like with the wholesaling, what we do now, it's all virtual. Like, before you were here, I don't know if you went and looked at our deal board, but we have all of these deals all over the country, places I've never been before, places I've never even heard of before. We actually don't have a single one here in Arizona. Actually, that's not true. We locked up one in Surprise like yesterday. But all over, and it's like never seen the property, never met the seller, never met the buyer, just all being done, on the phone.
Yeah, would you consider what you're doing like an online business?
Absolutely. I mean, it's something that can be done from anywhere, like there are people, I don't think it's as common as it is in your industry, but there are people who are, they're like the digital nomads that just ride around and do whatever they want, and then they manage a team, and especially with the accessibility to like virtual assistants, and how many of them are geared already in the real estate space, like towards that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you guys have to call more people than I do during the day.
Well,
so if I'm out in like,
that's the thing is, I feel like that's the hardest like barrier with wholesaling is like the sales skills that are necessary, because you can have the best, you can get the best leads generated for you, anything like that, and if you can't close them,
you can't close.
It doesn't do anything,
Yeah, it's like what I was saying with the skill that I don't have that you have. It's closing.
Talking
in general, just closing mainly. I've never sold anything in my life really besides online.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I'm jealous of it. It's just like it's just copy that sells, and like a nice experience and telling a story.
Yeah, it's a little different, but it's still something that like you should work on, especially if I'm wanting to get into more of a service based, company starting later down the road, or something like SaaS or something. I'm gonna have to talk to people. I'm gonna have to close people, and convince them why they should be, doing it.
Well, I feel like it's the same thing. Just it's in a conversation rather than something they're reading, where it makes it a little bit easier that way if you see it, because now some people will overcomplicate it and they talk themselves in circles, and they ruin sales for themselves. Yeah. But when I see it, I'm just speaking copy, right? All we're doing is, we're making deals that are easy to say yes to, hard to say no to, and we make it look like it's their idea.
That's a skill though.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, I would agree. I mean, I think that sales is like, it's definitely a skill that everybody should learn. It helps in everything.
For sure.
All it is communication.
Yeah, it's going to help you in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Talking in general. It's like a muscle though.
Yes.
Right? Like I'd say it was like, for me, it was better, just conversational talking in general, better in college. Yeah. And then after college, we traveled for like 2 years straight and talked to anyone. Slowed down a little bit, and then it's like when I started getting back into like posting on YouTube and talking with people and having meetings and all that stuff, it comes right back. It's like a muscle. But yeah, for a time during COVID and stuff, it was like, I don't even know how to speak anymore, dude.
That's funny, because that's something I've never thought about. Like you can seriously like put in your headphones and just get going, and you don't have to talk to a single person. And you can make fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And then on top of that, traveling, like, so when we traveled in the RV for 6 months. Yeah. And then we went to Hawaii for 3.5, almost 4 months, and then we went to Europe. Sorry, actually in reverse order: Hawaii, RV, and then Europe. And I mean, when we go to Europe too, they don't speak that much English. So I was like, for those 2 years, pretty much, I'm like, just me and Miranda.
Is that just all? Was that just all credit card points?
Yeah, a lot of it. A lot of it was. Yeah. So we did a full month, not so we did 2 months in Europe where we rented an Airbnb because it wouldn't like, you needed to be like livable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a full month of traveling throughout Europe, all on credit card points.
Wow.
So like Santorini, Cinque Terre, Germany, Paris, I guess France. Where else did we go? Greece, Belgium, like all these places, Spain.
That's so sick.
All on points. Yeah, it's insane.
It's something that I've never been to Europe.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, I need to go see that shit.
come visit.
Yeah.
We'll be there starting tomorrow, pretty much.
Oh, no shit.
Well, I'm leaving. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to New York for 2 days. I'm doing a little bit of filming there and just hanging out, have a little layover, and then we're gonna go directly to Milan after that for 2 months for sure, and then we'll probably be in Europe for like anywhere from like 3 to 6 months total.
No shit.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so
long
awesome.
time.
For those of you guys who don't know, which is gonna be everybody, Austin is like the only person in my like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like people that like I knew from here in Arizona that actually like make content and are doing like running online business and stuff. And so I've been trying to get him we've been trying to make some content to get him to do an interview for a long time, but you're always fucking
I know.
flying around the world.
I'm flaky and I go places on a whim, which sucks. It's fun. But I agree. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say that too. Like there's no one really in Arizona. There are people, but that we kind of knew. Or even like childhood friends and stuff like that, or people we went to college with, that really does like anything like this. Yeah. Not even just posting online, but working for themselves. Right. Like rare. I could name less than 5 that I personally know well. You know, it's different.
Well, I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's crazy because I look at, and whenever I'm talking to somebody, like I'm just like to a point now where like I just see people's like strengths or talents or something, and I'm always like telling them like, oh my god, like you need to start a channel doing this, or you need to start a TikTok account.
That's
doing
what
that.
I do.
Like, because I've just seen how like all the benefits it has.
I know, but no one wants to take that advice.
Well, it's because it's scary. It's like I remember when I first started making videos, I'm like, dude, people from like my high school are gonna see this and they're gonna make fun of me. And
that's kind of like the hardest hump to get over, almost.
It is. I think
it's weird.
I think once you cross that and you just get to a point, like for me,
there's a point you don't care.
Yeah, well, well, now at the point I'll post fucking anything on the internet. It doesn't matter. But I think that one thing that was really helpful for me to get over that fear of like posting was I just had to realize why I was doing it. It's like I know what this can give me. I know the benefits can be there, and I'm willing to look like an idiot if that's what it takes for a certain amount of period before I'm able to realize anything. Yeah. And then I realized that it was like non-existent. Like.
Right. I kind of thought that too. I had like a struggle a little bit posting on like Instagram and stuff because that's where like all my family and like friends mainly follow you, you know? And then I was like, why do I care? Like what, like if they judge me for whatever 2 months before anything like pops off in any regard, like why does it matter? They're the ones, this is when I was still doing drop shipping and stuff, but not posting anything about anything that I do. I'm like, they're the ones texting me after work saying I hate my job. Like, can you help me out with Ecom? Yeah. So it's like I'm posting stuff that they're interested in anyway. Right. So like, why would they even care? Yeah. And if they do care, I don't talk to this person anyway or whatever.
There you go. You know? Well, I started to realize now because now it's gotten to the point where like so much of like my life is online and I post so much stuff, and then I kind of have to like reel back because there's like I was meeting my girlfriend's like a lot of her extended family over Christmas. They're like telling me, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen your TikToks or stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
I get that randomly too, especially in Arizona. Like for someone that like I don't know, was in like a fraternity or something that I knew that I don't really talk to or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, like been seeing you online." It's like, yeah. So you don't even need to say like how you been, like you know already. Right. Like it's funny. It's kind of weird, but it's a good time, and I feel like it's kind of weird too though, because like in the beginning. You know, if you're posting, you're small, people are like, there are those people that are like, oh, like, why is he doing that? Like, oh, that's stupid, whatever. And then when you get to like a certain point or something, people are like, hey, man, like, how's it going? Like, that's so cool.
It turns
like,
real quick.
Yeah, it's like, all right, dude.
And here's the thing is everybody has something, like whatever it may be, something they're interested in, some kind of talent that they can go where they will attract other people. Yeah. All that matters is the time between your execution of you actually staying consistent with it and doing it, where you will become successful doing it as long as you stay consistent. It doesn't matter who you are.
And pretty much anything too. Yeah. Not even like a specific, not even like posting or anything. It's just consistency in every aspect.
That's true.
Life, everything. Working out, eating healthy, working in general, social media, everything.
Yeah, you what is it? You show me your habits, and I'll show you the kind of person you are. Like, you know, anything you do every single day, it's gonna write the story of who you end up being.
Yeah, and you're never gonna not improve.
Yeah,
on that skill.
That's a really good point. Is
possible.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Is in the beginning, you just have to accept that your shit's gonna suck.
Yeah,
like
you're gonna fail.
It's gonna suck.
You're gonna fail. You're gonna fall on your face 100 times.
And you know what the best thing is? If it sucks, nobody's gonna see it.
No, yeah, that is kind of the best thing.
You know,
right? It's like, yeah, even if you're posting or something social media specific, like it's gonna suck in the beginning. You're gonna look nervous or whatever, bad camera, whatever it is, right? But no one's watching it.
Exactly.
And the video that did pop or like something that did move, I mean, it's your best quality content at the time. That's what they saw.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you gotta just get over a little bit of stuff like that. But I'm telling you guys right now, everybody.
Done.
Well, yes, for sure. But it's the 100% the best thing I've ever started to do for myself.
I agree.
Was to talk about what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, on the internet.
I agree. I look back and I think quitting's the best thing that I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that's something that I'd never had. Like, I never have had like a stable job like that. But you're making, you know, $100,000 a year and having to walk away from that and be like, oh no, there's you got to let that go. I see more out here, but it's fucking very cloudy. You know, you can't see the exact way.
Yeah, you're walking in with a blindfold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also the trap. I kind of knew that I kind of had to quit at that point after getting a promotion. I quit like 3 weeks after I got a promotion,
really?
I think, which is like a slap in the face.
Definitely.
But I was like, I had to do it because I realized like it's a trap, right? They're going to pay you more, and the more they pay you, you're probably going to get a new car, or bigger apartment or whatever it is, right? Now you got this debt, and you know, you have to pay for it somehow, pay your bills, and they're trapping you with that salary. Because when you go on your own, if you just straight up quit, like the salary's gone. Who's going to pay for that apartment? Who's going to do all this? Right. So, you know, that's the scariest thing. So I was like, I had to quit then because, you know, I was on a good track, the corporate ladder. But once you get to a certain point, you can't really start your own thing. It's really hard. You might have kids at that point too.
There you go.
And it's like,
yeah, you've got people who depend on you. And I mean, that's why it's definitely good that like started doing this as like a young buck, don't have a family or anything like that.
You don't have to, but you should take the risk from 18 to 30.
Right.
Take a risk.
When you can fuck up, you can start from zero as many times as you want. It doesn't really matter.
There's a lot of time.
Right.
Yeah, but once you get to that 35, 40, 50, you can still do it. It's just going to be a lot more challenging. And you better have a little bit of money saved up if you're going to quit.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm building a community right now, similar to what you have, I believe.
Yeah,
we're kind of talking a little bit about it. You know, I want to build a community where I can show people how to do what I do and how to start flipping houses all over the country, and so they can exit out of these jobs that maybe they don't really enjoy doing or that aren't paying them enough. And so there's going to be like a classroom where they can come in and they can learn this stuff. And then also I want to have a place where they can ask questions and then do some like weekly calls where I can talk to them, you know, face to face and figure out exactly what challenges they're going through and help them work through it. Can you tell me a little bit about how you've built your community, what it's focused on? Yeah.
So we really restructured it. Actually brought on a partner who has equity in it. Because it's tough to do alone, I'll be honest with you, when you're the one-man face of something. So brought him on in December, I think, of 2 years ago now, I guess. And in January, it was kind of like fully revamped, ready to roll. Is when we like really relaunched it, I guess.
You got to tell me more about this person. What's their responsibilities? Why'd you make the decision to do all that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So this person was actually, I had a Discord group before like my program. It was kind of like more just like a community base. It was like $5 to enter a month or something. I just posted on TikTok and just kind of like for networking mainly or whatever. And he was like one of the first members to join. I think he was like the fourth. Okay. This was like 2 years ago or something. And he started like really contributing, really helping out. Smart guy, knew a lot about Ecom, was running a really successful store. And we became friends. Then he became a moderator. And I was like, let's relaunch like a real program. And he was the first person that I wanted to call. So I called Bobby. Shout out Bobby. And I was like, I want to revamp this. I want to bring you on as like a head coach / partner. So we negotiated obviously like equity and stuff like that and what his responsibilities were, and helping restructure the program. He's a lot better than me at like restructuring things and what he's part of a lot of other communities of what looks good, what works really well. Has a lot better communication skills with people than I do. I'm a little bit shorter. Like, why are you not just Googling this? He's a little nicer. So you know what I mean? Like I get a little snappy and like, come on, bro. Stuff like that. He does a lot of the back end work and scheduling and training people and stuff like that too. More organizational.
Okay, so this was from the very beginning of when you were like, hey, I'm really going to make this program.
Right.
You brought him on the beginning.
Yeah, right in the beginning. He kind of laid out, all the structure of what we want it to look like and all these plans and all this stuff, what we need, what we don't need. And then we kind of launched it like launched, but it was a soft launch in terms of, because it's not where it's at today. It always kind of evolves, Mm-hmm. So it's on Discord. That's like the communication main platform. There's some resources in there too, and we do our meetings in there as well. They have like the video chat and all that.
Okay.
That's communication also with us and like private DMs and certain channels for like web design and all that stuff where you talk about it, get your questions answered, all that.
Gotcha.
And then we have our supplemental, I call them supplemental videos, because a lot of people buy courses and stuff like that or programs and they're like, I'm paying for these videos. I think it's totally supplemental. That's like, it's an extra, right? Just to review and get your idea of how we think about ecom and our theories behind it and what you have to do. And there's like 50 videos in there probably, which we keep updating as well because it's always changing, the platforms and social media marketing and all that.
Right.
But they're supplemental. Don't buy a course for just videos is my advice. You buy a course for a program to work with someone and learn from someone as they're learning themselves as well. So the biggest like selling point is like the coaching. So we do.
I think that's phenomenal advice.
Yeah. You can like, if you're going to buy just videos, don't expect too much, and then also don't pay that much for them. Right. Is my advice. You want to be like working with someone, or at least a community.
Dude, for the vast majority, like I've said this about like the videos that I'm coming out with. Mm-hmm. Look, they are tailored and they're in order and they're all that stuff's there and you can learn it all. But I'm telling you right now, all that shit is on YouTube. Yeah. You can go find it for free. Now it's not put together nicely for you, but it's out there.
Yeah.
So I really like the point of what you're really paying for is the access and like to get to when you do have questions to be able to, reach out. And then also I love what you said about learn with them as they're learning, because as I, change and adapt in my business, people who are in that proximity are going to be the first to know.
Right. Right. And that's another thing where it's like, there's some probably good coaches out there that don't really do what they're coaching for anymore themselves. They're probably good. But when you have like your feet wet in whatever you're doing too, you're up to date with the latest trends, what's going on, because it's your business too, right? You're invested. So it's easy to relay that information. And like you said, you can find a lot of information on YouTube, but it's laid out really nicely. But also a big portion of it is you run your business different than someone else on the internet, right?
Yeah.
And when you start going onto YouTube and you can find all those pieces, but everyone has a little bit different strategy that might not coincide together.
I see.
But especially in ecom, the theories and the ideas of how things work, if you do it all yourself and watch all the videos from one person, it's what worked for that one person altogether. Like my ad strategy would be different than someone else's right now.
Gotcha.
But if they pull the ad strategy from someone else and do the web design from me, it might not click together.
They start to build this like Mr. Potato Head that just doesn't fucking fit.
This Frankenstein machine. Yeah. So that's also a benefit to the videos, but I still think they're like supplemental. It's all about the coaching and the face-to-face, which a lot of people don't really do in the e-com space anymore from what I've noticed. They kind of like have coaches do coaching calls. But I do my coaching calls once a week, and Bobby does his once a week as well. Yeah. Yeah, face-to-face.
And so on those calls, is it kind of like an open office hours sort of thing where people can just like ask you questions, or you have a certain topic you talk about?
No, I want to start implementing more topics because some people get a little shy. Yeah. I was talking to your dad about it. Some people just, like, especially in e-com, because it's not a super outgoing thing, or it doesn't have to be. You can just be behind your laptop. So some people get a little bit more shy and don't want to ask questions, and will just text it to me after. I'm like, you should just asked it on the call. Like,
and more people are going to want to.
It sparks them to be like, oh, I can ask that too. Or that made me think of something else. Yes. Right? But it's been good lately. There's been a lot of engagement. But it's free form right now. I do want to start bringing on like guests and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. Like special lessons. But it's free form. It's like, ask whatever is going on for the week, what you're struggling with. You're stuck at 1K revenue. Like, how can we get you to 2K revenue or a day? Stuff like that. Or if like no one's talking, I'm like, all right, give me your website. Like, let's review it. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. Change this. Change this. All right, next person. Let's go. and do stuff like that. So it's really free form though.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's something that like I'm wanting to do that I feel like would be similar to what you're saying of looking at people's websites. Is what I want to do is I want to have people take calls like live while they're in front of everybody, and then afterwards we, like me included and everybody else, can just rip them apart so that they're able to get better.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
But I think that it's so important to be able to have that, like, that is exactly what you're paying for. Yeah. It's those meetings. Everything else is supplemental. I really like that idea.
I know. And like I was saying, like not too many people in ecom do it. They kind of outsource like some of the coaching calls and stuff. But I love like getting to know. I've made some really good friends.
Yeah.
In my community. The guy I'm filming with in New York.
Yeah.
The community. Good friend now.
Well, I mean, it's like fulfilling to me too as well. Like I really like, I've learned that I like teaching and I like helping somebody and being able to get them reach a breakthrough and whatever that may be. But also you mentioned like it's really hard to do all by yourself. That's why I'm very lucky that I have my dad and Mitchell, that like everything in the business is being taken care of, that I'm able to focus my time over here. And then I also have them to lean on for different things within it.
Totally. That's what's hard too, especially when you start posting more and like on social media. This takes up more time than people think, you know?
I don't think people realize that like full time, like the majority of my day is spent making content.
Yeah. That's how my whole focus of 2022 was kind of like get behind the camera more, start to like delegate some other stuff, get behind the camera because it's time consuming, and especially in like the ecom space. You know, there are just some talking head videos that you can do and crank out pretty easily, but there's also some like, you know, I take a store from scratch to X amount of dollars in the month. Like that requires me to literally go build out that store and like film my journey along the way, like with like a little vlog camera or whatever. I went to the beach and filmed an ad with my neighbor's dog. Like that takes time, man. Like, so it's hard. But so there's a lot more work than you think on the back end of content creation.
Well, and that's something like I encourage people, go make content, do that. You tell people about what you're doing. Yeah. But you need to be careful if you're not spending too much time doing that shit, that you're not focused on the thing over here of why you're doing it.
Oh, totally.
You know, so go talk about wholesaling real estate and whatever you're doing, and talk about your journey and how you're getting your first deal and whatever that may be. But you can't be spending too much time doing that you lose sight of all of this.
Totally. You have to have it under control first. That's what I've been like, I'd say arguably slower than some of my peers that I look up to, but I make sure everything's aligned first, like you're saying. So before I start a new business or something that I want to, you know, spend more time on, I have to make sure the previous thing that I was just working on is set. And if I walk away or spend less time doing it, it's not going to fall apart.
I see.
Because that's the worst. And that's when you get in trouble too with like, I don't know, over promising certain people, especially in like a service industry, and you don't set up things properly and you start focusing on something else and they're like, hey, you said you were going to do this. Like, where are you? You know, and then you get in trouble and then it's just a headache for everything. So I really make sure that everything is set first before moving on.
I think that like as people who are naturally gravitate to this, like entrepreneurial spirited people, that it's really easy to like get excited by different things and start going, and then leaving these unfinished projects, you know, behind.
I always think of so many like random good ideas right before I go to bed. I'm like, I need to do that tomorrow, and then it's like, well, I don't have 40 more hours in the week. Like, what am I doing? Like, fix this thing first. And also I have this problem too where I have a little bit of success, or I'd say like I get to like medium to high level success in something that I do pretty quickly, and then I lose interest. I don't know why.
Because it's
like ADD.
Yeah. It just came too easy or something like that?
I think I like the challenge. Like I really started like, I mean, I'm not like huge on YouTube or anything, but it's picking up. And I really like the challenge of like, okay, how can I make like my watch time went up a little bit in this video. What was it? Like, did I say something great in the beginning? Like blah, blah, blah. And I just like figuring out what's actually moving the needle. And then once I like master it, I get a little bored. I don't know why. Yeah. I just do.
I'm really enjoying exactly what you're talking about. You know, me and Jonathan will go over and we'll look at the analytics and everything. And he's really good to the point it'll be like, okay, like we're having like a good retention, or where's this dropout point? Like what happened that caused that? Yeah. And then making the adjustments. But YouTube is so much more fun to me than the short form TikToks and the Instagram.
Totally. Yeah, I've outsourced a lot of my TikToks now.
Yeah. So something I'm thinking about doing, I want to ask your opinion on this, is in order to help, you know, spurt some growth on my channel. I've heard some other guy did this. I can't remember who it was, but I'm thinking once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to celebrate by giving away something.
Okay.
Like I'm going to do like a giveaway, and the winner of it will be whoever is able to generate the most viral video from clips on my YouTube. So they can take my YouTube and they can make clips, and whoever can do the most viral video, whether it's Instagram or TikTok or whatever it may be, I'll give away like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to steal that idea.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Well, so I heard from somebody. I sent the TikTok to Jonathan. And it was this guy. He was like, yeah. So once I got to 1,000 subscribers, I did that, and he said then he got to like 5,000.
Yeah, like
and the thing was, I can't even remember what he gave away. It was like it wasn't even like anything in monetary value or something like that. Do you remember what it was?
Like his old T-shirt.
A what? A cart?
Yeah,
oh, was it? Oh, no kidding. All right, so it was a cart.
Yeah.
But doing something like that, and then he said it got him from 1,000 to 5,000.
Wow.
And then he did another one that like got him. I can't even remember what it got to, but then he said like that's how he got noticed by like Aiden Ross and some of these other people, and then it just blew up.
That's a great idea. It's kind of like what like Iman Godzi and Andrew Tate did and all that.
Well, okay, so
I don't know if you can even say that name anymore on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Dude, that's the crazy thing is he just popped off. Like all of a sudden he's not showing up on my For You page anymore.
No, I'll tell you. I was posting some TikTok saying his name and saying I do like a lot of clickbaity TikTok sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on the channel. And it was saying his name, and I was saying now that he's gone, we need like a new leader in like the ecom space or something. And there was like a video of me or whatever. And they're all getting taken down.
Really?
It says I think what's the notification? It says like the person you're referencing like says like hate speech or something.
No way.
So they're like removing him completely from TikTok.
Damn. You know
You
what?
can't even say his name.
That's crazy.
Like
well,
Voldemort.
it's interesting because used to saying his name was like a good hook. Like he's saying this is going to increase engagement.
Mhm.
We actually made a video, and it was like I'm giving like advice to people who went through a breakup, and my hook for that video was like I heard Andrew Tate say something, and then like went into the advice, and I thought that video was like really good.
Yeah.
But it didn't like perform that well. And I think I need to go back. I need to adjust that.
Yeah, dude. And shadow banning's real too.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Sometimes they'll just let a video go, but like they were maybe gonna ban it or something, and it won't go. Like even if it has a great engagement.
Yeah.
It's really tricky. TikTok is weird.
It really is.
Yeah.
It changes like
every day almost, it seems like.
Dude, I mean, I'll go through like little seasons where it feels like going viral is super easy, and then some when it's just like, holy fuck. Man. Like, I'm making bad shit.
I know, dude. Yeah. Or I feel the exact same way. I think everyone kind of does, man. It's like normal for that app, and then it sucks because if it's in like that downward trend and you put a lot of heart and soul into a video and you're like, this one's gonna bang, and then it's like 1,000 views. And you're like,
dude, it's never the videos that I think are gonna bang that end up taking off. It's always like some like.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like one of like the videos I thought was like mid, and then it takes off.
Blows up.
Oh,
it's so random.
Well, have you heard about what they're doing? Like have you heard about the warming?
No.
So apparently, like going viral is not some act of randomness or anything like that. Like TikTok employees have the ability to, they call it warm a video, where they will make it go viral.
Oh.
So like especially in the beginning, and they're trying to get like influencers to come over and make TikTok videos. They're like, just come over and make a few videos, see how it goes. And then they go crazy fucking viral, and they're like, oh, I like this. I like this TikTok. But the same thing happens nowadays where they'll get to like choose what's taking off.
I believe it. I think it's super random. I've went as far and still do. This is like very like superstitious of me. But I'll literally like, if I have like a low point in TikTok where like nothing's taken off, I'll start saying to my phone, like, I'm going to stop posting on TikTok. Like I used to get all these views. I was getting millions of views. I was getting so many followers. People loved me on the app. And I'm not getting more views. I'm going to stop and move over to Reels and YouTube Shorts. I'll literally just do that sometimes. It's psycho. But
well, dude, at this point, I'm believing in. These phones are listening to us.
I know. It's crazy. But, you know, if it works, it works.
Yeah, shit.
So I hope they watch this.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm about to leave TikTok.
So you better make some shit happen.
Yeah. Well, Shorts is, they just updated their revenue share for it.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I heard it. Jonathan was telling me about it.
Yeah, so starting February 1st, I think is when it launches fully. You get 45%, I think, of the ad revenue on Shorts now. as opposed to I think before it was like, like 1%. It was really low, but that's that's a direct battle with TikTok now.
Yeah,
because TikTok doesn't pay you anything really.
Yeah, I know. People ask me money all the time in my life. So like, how much money you get paid from TikTok? I'm like, what? I'm losing money every month doing this shit.
Right? Literally. Yeah.
But I think that, because I know that they've talked like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times that they're going to ban TikTok in the United States.
I know.
I feel like it's almost becoming a question of not if, but when.
I agree.
And from what I've been hearing about the company and everything, it's probably a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
it seems
No,
like
I get it. Yeah.
pretty terrible thing to be having running around.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Either way, I mean, with the focus being on YouTube, it's probably just a better idea for me to figure out shorts instead.
I think YouTube is going to make a huge push with shorts. And I also think YouTube is going to, there's like some competitors right now based on like free speech, like Rumble and all of that. I think those will die out as well. I think something with YouTube is going to happen like similar to Twitter. I don't know if it's going to be like a CEO change or anything, but I think they're going to have to start updating their policies a little bit more lenient.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Rumble's going to pick up too much traction.
Right.
But the second that YouTube says, Donald Trump can come back on, or Andrew Tate or whoever, Rumble's gone.
Yeah.
Same with Twitter. I mean, like Twitter, Elon bought it and more people are coming back on. I know, I think like Donald Trump is leaving his platform they had like a contract with and coming back to Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's like, if YouTube does that, I think there's going to be no worry. It's going to be the top performing video platform.
Well, that's the best thing, I think, for society in general, right?
Yeah.
And I'm cool with YouTube. Let's keep you guys around, but
Yeah,
definitely stop fucking moderating what the hell people can or can't.
I get it too. Like, I have mixed feelings. Like, at some point, there are things that should not be on YouTube, of course. Right?
Yes.
There are some things. But when it comes to like ideology, as long as it's not directly hateful.
Yeah.
Who cares that this guy said, I don't let women drive my car or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of things I disagree with Andrew Tate. I think he has some good points on certain things, but there's a lot I don't like. But
it's with all people.
He should be able to, that's with everyone, exactly. But he should be able to say that. It's not like he's saying like, well, I don't even know what he's charged with or anything now, but maybe this won't age well. But I don't know. But my point is something minor like that, like women driving the car thing. He can say that. You don't have to believe him. Yeah. You don't have to take him off the internet for it.
Dude, I think that people are going to analyze what Andrew Tate did in like 2022 for a long time.
Like marketing wise or it's insane.
Just like the genius of having other people promote your stuff and giving them a piece of it, and how quickly that blew him up, and to the point where like even he's saying he's like there's a war happening in Ukraine and Russia, and Andrew Tate is still the most like
Googled guy or whatever. Yeah, that's an insane marketing strategy. And you see people like Iman Gadzi, I think I'm saying that right, and some other people that have bigger kind of YouTube followings in like e-commerce / kind of like mentoring kind of.
That's their all.
You know him, right? Or like you've seen his stuff?
So when I started going in on YouTube, which I decided like the end of last year, I was like, I'm gonna really focus on YouTube. He was one of the channels that I really like went through and watched to kind of get an idea of what is it that people want,
right?
Because he clearly is giving it to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think he grew. I've been kind of watching him, see him post on short form a lot more, kind of same like Tate strategy, and he went from like, I don't even know, this is rough estimates, maybe like 700,000 to like 1.6 million on YouTube in like a couple months or something.
Yeah,
it's like crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. So it's a great strategy. And I don't think that it's too saturated or anything, because there's not a lot of people at that level that can do that and produce enough clips. Yeah. You got to be grinding to get that, like a ton of clips like that.
Definitely. Well, and you have to have something behind you, like Imad had whatever that agency or whatever thing he had. And now, as I understand, he's going all into the SaaS.
Probably. I don't know. I don't like follow him too much. I just see him a lot and know what he's about, I guess. Yeah. I don't even watch that much YouTube.
Me neither.
Like hardly ever.
Me neither.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you're like, what do you think of this guy? I'm like, I don't know, man.
The only reason I watch it is for like research purposes.
Same.
Of like, I'm looking at other wholesalers, what videos they're making, or I'm looking at people in, side by side niches to see what they're doing, what I can implement, things of that nature.
I have a couple like select few that I'll watch like pretty regularly, But then the rest is like you're saying,
Well,
like research.
I already knew this. I know that you don't consume anything but dropshipping podcasts and audiobooks.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, after my shower and the cold plunge. Yeah. Cold plunge first, cold shower, sometimes back in, and then dropshipping podcasts and books.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
It really comes down to just that. I mean, you know, if you aren't listening to 2 different books at once,
Yeah.
both on 2x speed,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Sure.
How are you going to keep up
You
with the
can't-
competition?
You can't keep up with me, that's for sure.
No.
There's no way.
Fuck no, dude. I'm gonna have way more knowledge than you, and
Insane
it's done
amounts.
deal.
Yeah. And then I got someone like writing notes on the side about the books. Any comments that I make.
And
on
it's
them.
while I'm working out as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah,
Like,
usually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just have the mobile desk set up, and I'm coming through, and it's
And the videographer's there.
yes.
Yeah.
The
It's a
whole-
full
the whole
setup.
thing.
Yeah.
And also, I only fast. I don't
Oh,
eat.
yeah.
I don't eat.
I
Why
don't
are you
eat much.
eating? You
Yeah.
know?
I haven't had anything today.
Me neither. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm on a very intense cut right now, and so I have had 500 calories, which is like a lot. It's 1/3 of my daily calories almost. But I'm fucking starving.
Wow, that's not that many calories. I'd fast unintentionally.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're one of those guys.
Yeah, and I got like stuff wrong with my stomach and all that, so
Yeah.
I can't gain weight for
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, but the biggest I've ever been was 185, and
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that's-
on creatine. I think we were talking about that
Yeah.
golfing or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But I'm cut.
Yeah.
I got like skinny abs, man. It's
Dude,
nice.
I'll take it. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Me and Mitch were having this conversation.
Mm.
That is a million times better to have that than be like a hard loser, like hard loser, like hard to lose weight. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna show you this photo. You're gonna hate me. Maybe not. Depends on your different goals. Where is it? It's hilarious. So lately, over the last like 2 months, I've been working out like max 3 times a week. Like sometimes 2, sometimes 1. Sometimes
Okay.
like 2 weeks of no like off. And Miranda's like, "How the hell do you still look like that?" I took this the other day, and she's like,
Oh my god.
I know. It's like, I don't know. Like, I just apparently can't process anything. Like, and granted, I only weigh like 165, 170, but it's still like shredded.
Yeah.
Like, that's
looks
hilarious.
good. That's
Looks
that's
good.
that's like that's
a
peak male
beach-
performance
yeah,
right there.
That's the beach swimsuit attire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But
I'm over here. I'm fucking starving myself every single
I
day.
know. Yeah, well, I'm allergic to a lot of stuff, so
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't help. But one day I'll get back up to 185. I'll be
What do you weigh now?
jacked. Probably 165, 170,
And how tall are you?
6'1".
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty skinny.
I'm 195. I'm cutting down to. I've got my last 5 pounds right now. Once I'm like 190,
190.
191, I'm gonna be.
I'd love to see that number one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once I get there, I mean, then I'm gonna end up. I'll probably be able to like bulk up to where like my normal sitting weight is 200,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be.
That's a good weight.
Yeah.
That's a good weight. I think at 200, I don't even know what I'd look like.
You'd look like a fucking beast.
Yeah, I'd probably be scary.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. You would probably have. You gotta juice up to get there.
At least creatine.
Yeah.
That gained me like 10 pounds in like a month. It
I
was
bet.
nice.
Drink enough water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was in college, though. I was bigger then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Traveling sucks with working out and stuff.
Absolutely, and that's one of the biggest things that like my my dietitian focuses on is he's like, we need to be building sustainable habits that it doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if you're here or you're traveling over here or whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
that you can still stick with this, because where people get fucked up is it's people don't like fail on their diets when things are like normal, you know,
Right.
Monday through Friday. It's these external things. It's when
Yep.
it's the weekend or when all
Yeah.
of a sudden they have to go on this trip or whatever it is like that.
Yeah, 100%. I make pretty good decisions eating-wise. Like, I eat pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Clean for the most part. So that's not too hard because a lot of it upsets my stomach if I don't.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And it's just like the working out. It's like when I fly to New York tomorrow, it's like there's no way I'm working out tomorrow. I'm going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
But I just got to get up and do it because every time I do it, I always feel better. I always feel way more energetic every single time. I don't know why I don't.
Dude, I have to work out
7
now.
days a week.
It's
How many days a week do you work out?
6.
That's a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm in the gym pretty much every day. Like, even if I don't work out and then I'm still doing some kind of active rest
Yeah.
of like doing some sort of, you know, walking on the treadmill. Or
Yeah.
one thing I've been doing is stretching. You
Yeah.
stretch?
Yeah, I just started this year.
Some pretty gnarly shit,
Yeah.
man. It's no
It's
joke.
hard.
It's no joke.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I used to not be able to touch my toes.
Yeah. fucking hurts.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll start sweating.
Yeah.
It's like, holy
It's
shit.
uncomfortable. You cramp up if you didn't have enough water too.
Yeah.
It's over.
Like, I mean, I played soccer growing up, and so I remember doing the stretches,
Yeah.
whatever, and it was like, bro, I don't need to do this. But now that I'm doing the stretches, it's like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
man, I can feel this.
But that's like the best thing for you. If you're not going to work out, like stretch at least.
Yeah.
And that's easy. You can just sit on your floor.
Right. Well, it's just making it the habit
Right.
of figuring out whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're absolutely right. Like, out of the things you can do for your health, stretching is probably, I mean, now look, I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist here, but the way it feels, it's like, this got to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to go into your later years too, like without injury.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't, a lot of people like that play sports, like maybe in college or high school or whatever, and they don't really work out that much, or they do sometimes, but they don't do any stretching. And then they go, you know, they're 35, 40 now, and they're like, I'm going to play some pickup with my friends. Boom, ACL is gone.
Yeah, that's
instantly.
me.
Yeah.
That's me. Because the thing, I mean, I'm just like, I'm tight, you know? It's just like, all I'm used to is my body does like these movements, and that's it. And then it's like, I've actually sworn off all like contact sports. Like, I won't go play pickup or like flag football or even like soccer anymore, because we did a turkey bowl. So me and, like, you know, the guys, you know, we would we'd go, and at like Thanksgiving we'd play like a flag football game, and I played in this last one, not this Thanksgiving, but the one before that. And afterwards, bro, I thought my fucking hamstring was fucked up, like my knee, like all these different things. I was like, holy shit, like I can't do it anymore.
I know.
Like, I was playing wiffle ball. That was actually the last time I was playing wiffle ball, and I damn near pulled my hamstring running in a straight line. And I was like, holy shit, I'm washed up.
Yeah.
I'm 24 years old.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too early to be doing that.
I'm older than you. I'm 26.
Yeah.
Getting up there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, it is crazy because it puts me in perspective of how much time's left, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, fucking A, dude, and I can still double my life, and I'm still going to be running 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. 100%.
You know? I made a video about that, too. I was talking about, like, retiring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever have plans to retire.
Yeah. I think there's like a soft retire. Like, I feel like for me, like, I like chilling a lot.
I like
and
chilling,
like
too.
relaxing and going cool places.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like a soft retire, which I'd like to achieve earlier. But like a soft retire is like, you know, kind of exit some businesses, maybe sell them, and then, you know, still do something. Like open up a couple coffee shops or something. Like,
That would,
do something chill.
Yeah.
Right? Still keep your mind going and have to fix problems and grow a business, but not, you know, as stressful or
I see.
labor intensive, I guess.
I like that.
Soft retire.
I like that. I actually really like the idea. You know what? Something I would like to do is, you know, in like Hawaii, like the guided like snorkeling or like shit, like the scuba tours.
Yeah.
That's some shit I'd like to do.
That would be sweet.
Right? You get your own little, you know, boat and your crew and shit, and just every day you just spend fucking scuba diving.
Yeah. You'd be tan as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and getting tan is dope. You know, I got a celebrity tanning around the corner over here.
Yeah. You just pop in there.
Oh, I pop in the tanning beds. I love it.
So white right now. It's crazy.
Well, you know, they say they say the tanning beds are pretty bad for you, though.
Yeah.
But I've been hitting them, and I feel really good. Like I have like a burst of energy afterwards.
Oh, really?
So like after you know, after this is over and I eat some lunch, that'll be my next move. Is I'll go hit the tanning bed, and especially after you eat, you know, you start to get a little bit sluggish.
Yeah.
I mean, not right now because my body's fucking fighting and it wants those calories so bad. But pop in the fucking little bed and you get some whatever the fucking vitamin, the sun shit, and
Yep. Golden.
yeah.
I need to start doing that.
But also I hear it's pretty terrible for you.
For your skin, yeah.
You know what? But you know what? Is mine got this red light therapy. Now, I'm pretty skeptical about all shit like that.
Right.
But I was talking to my dietitian, Matt Hoodie, and he was saying that the red light therapy is the real deal.
I don't know, but I've heard a lot of people like it.
I heard it's the real deal for helping your skin, like tightening your skin.
Yeah.
So this guy, Matt Hoodie, he told me, he said he's noticeably different, like in like the tightness of his abs.
Really?
If he goes a week without doing the red light therapy.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, I mean, because, I don't know, man, you tell me that, like, having a light on you is doing some shit like that.
That's
like,
what I think,
I'm
too.
pretty skeptical.
Like, I don't know. But, I mean, it might work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, same thing with tanning, I guess. You're
What do you
putting
mean?
light on you. You're getting different.
Yeah, but here's the thing is that it makes you look better.
Right.
And when you look good, you feel good, you play good, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I like being tan. When I was living in Hawaii, I was pretty tan.
Yeah, I bet.
But now it's ghost season.
You know what? I think it's like people think that, oh, you're from Arizona, like you should be super tan. It's like, you don't understand, man. Like during the summer here, we gotta stay the fuck away from outside.
Yeah. No, yeah. You're not gonna just go out there and sit. Like,
Yeah,
it's You'll
hot.
cook. You'll cook. You'll overheat. Like when your iPhone like says like it's too hot, that's literally just your body outside in Arizona.
That's how it feels. And people don't realize you could be outside and your phone will get that. Like,
oh, instantly, almost. It's crazy.
It literally feels like an oven sometimes.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that
really
being
make
said,
me want to move back, man.
Well, you're over in still nice. What, Venice?
Not anymore. Our lease ended up on the 21st.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've just been here, and then leaving, set tomorrow, and then coming back in X amount of months.
You don't have a lease or anything, right?
No,
Yeah,
nothing.
you're just floating
Got
around.
2 suitcases.
There you go. You
Yeah,
just
that's all I need.
Airbnb it or what?
Airbnb, at least in Italy for sure. And then we'll do a month of traveling, like I don't know when, because we might go over to Greece and then Germany as well for a couple months. But then probably do another month, all on points, traveling and hitting some other locations, and then coming back here, and probably gonna buy a place here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many points do you need to travel around Europe for a month?
Okay.
Just on points.
All right, so if you're using an American Express and you're getting points through that, you can transfer American Express to Hilton, which is like one of the better deals if you're going to go for like medium quality of hotel. You can transfer it there's 2 times in the year where the transfer bonus is 2.8 times. So for every 1 point, you get 2.8 Hilton. And I'd say like a Hilton that's like $250 a night, maybe, is about 40, depends what country, of course, but anywhere from, I guess, really 20 to 60,000 Hilton points, right? So if you're doing that for a month, let's just say your average is what? I don't know. Let's say the average is 40,000 Hilton points for each night for the whole month. You need 1.2 million Hilton divided by 2.8, like 400,000-ish American Express for the whole month of traveling. And these are probably 3 to 4 star hotels, I'd say.
That ain't bad.
That's not bad.
That sounded realistic.
Yeah. It's not bad. I mean, what a welcome bonus from American Express is like 120,000 points.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, me and Mitch we're trying to plan a trip to Europe with our girlfriends. Like I said, I'd never been. I really want to go. You know, I watched this show, The White Lotus.
Mm-hmm. I saw both seasons.
So I haven't seen season 1, but my girlfriend made me watch season 2.
It's better.
You know that Jennifer Coolidge? She's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people I fucking hated in that show. I hated the son. You know the son, Albie?
Yeah.
That guy?
That was just a sad thing to watch sometimes, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that it ended the way it did with him.
With him? Oh, he just got screwed up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Glad.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, watching that, I don't know what it was about like that, but I was like, damn, dude, I really want to go to Europe after seeing that.
Yeah, you should.
I just think
When do you think? When would you go?
I think we're the summer.
Might be there. Might fly over wherever you're at and just meet up for a day or 2.
Well, definitely, because I know that you're fucking spontaneous, and it's not like it's worth a shit to make a plan specifically for it. But we'll let you know once we get some more things. But I was planning on going for like 6 to 8 days, something like that. But I feel like now that I'm really thinking about it, that might be too short.
It might be too short.
Yeah.
Flying takes a long time.
Well, I mean, I'm just assuming that's a day.
Right.
Maybe like 16 days. So then that's a full like 2 weeks.
Just went from 6 to 16.
Oh,
big jump. But yeah, I agree. I think you should go, like, depends how many places you want to visit, but probably like, at least 2 weeks.
Where do you think is the best places to go?
Yeah, I'd go to Italy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Greece is really cool too.
That's really high up on my list.
There's a lot of cool stuff there. It depends on like what you're looking for too. Like, cause you can go like in Greece, you can go to like, Santorini, where it's more like an island vibe, hotter weather. Or there's some people that love going up to like Belgium, right, where it's a little bit colder, Gothic styles, stuff like that. So it's like kind of whatever you want. Yeah. But it's
I just like chilling, man.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do, is just go see it. And I just want to expand sort of my world view of things,
for sure.
Like, I always think it's so interesting, like, just like giving an example, like I had a friend in college who was German and, grew up in Germany, and just like knowing him gave me like such a different perspective of seeing how Germans are different than Americans.
For sure.
And I want to go and I want to see how that's different everywhere.
Yeah. It's really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you give an idea. I mean, especially like in your industry, bro, your audience is not just Americans.
Right.
You're selling to fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So it helps to know,
it does.
how these people are different and everything.
Yeah. Even like everything's different there. Like the marketing angles and stuff that they use is pretty different than here.
So with, I mean, all of your ads and stuff, you probably have to do slightly different things for the different regions of the world.
Sometimes, not too much though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people now with the internet, maybe like 30 years ago, it'd be more targeted. But with the internet, people in Germany can see and follow Ariana Grande or whoever is a big trendsetter or whatever in the United States, right? So a lot of like the cultures, at least online and buying products and stuff like that, kind of get like meshed together now because everyone kind of knows like you can just look up what people are doing in America.
I see.
So it's not as bad as you might think. Mainly the biggest thing is like language barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just also an interesting thing to go out and get a part of.
Yeah.
Go be around some people that don't speak your language.
Yeah, it's kind of nice sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I loved like I took like 3 years of Spanish in middle school and high school, and then going to like Mexico.
Yeah.
So we're right here, and I like loved like being able to see that, even though I talk some broken ass Spanish,
but it's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a different perspective.
Totally. And you connect with them better, even if you can speak a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just kind of nice.
You know what I think is so interesting is like how in different cultures we have different languages, and how it's every single word that there is in English, there is not an exact word for that in Spanish. Like they are just completely missing some words, or they have new words that we don't even have. And because of the absence or addition of these different words, it changes the way these people think.
Right.
I think that that's like a really cool thing. I can't remember the example. Like it was something like for how I believe it's like Asian people, they say like years young instead of years old.
Yeah.
It's like to promote that side of
like mindset.
Yeah.
Almost, right?
Where I think there's a lot of truth into it. I think that whatever the way your mindset is, your thoughts become your words, become your actions, things of that nature. So
totally. With that like example specifically, I could say I'm 26 years old and I think about, the word old. That's the last word in the sentence. And it just kind of trails in my mind, old, right?
Yeah.
If you're saying young, I mean, your perspective is different. Totally. I 100% agree with that.
It is. It changes things. Well, listen, Austin, I really appreciate you making the time to come out here and jump on.
Yeah.
I think that whenever you're in town, whenever you find yourself here in Arizona, you need to make a stop on over here.
For sure.
But next time, we're for sure going to record that video.
Yeah,
we're going to switch jobs for a day.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. I think that'd be a banger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you guys haven't already, Austin has a ton of phenomenal content out there. Where can they find you?
Instagram, YouTube. Mainly, don't even need to promote TikTok. Austin Rabin on YouTube, Austin.Rabin on Instagram. A lot of fakes on there and on the Instagram. So
yeah, I get the new Austin Rabin followers.
Yeah. Hey man, like, have you heard about Bitcoin?
Do you think it's worth? Do you think it's worth like paying for the verification?
Yeah, I think it would be worth it, but I just have this like mindset thing of I want to like earn stuff. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It seems a little like cheap.
Yeah, I don't know. And
Even
it's
though
like I'm doing it for a purpose, but I just feel that way for some reason.
Well, right, because you got to jump through all these hoops to become like a
Yeah.
public figure, but it's like fucking 15, 20 grand or some
Right.
shit like that.
Yeah, I know. It would help for sure with,
Just
making it credible for people like the fake accounts and all that. That's a huge problem, but I just would like to get it on my own. We'll see though. I mean, if it's getting harder and harder, then I might have to come to a point to do that. But
yeah, it's kind of fucking bullshit. That
I know.
It even is.
Just let me send you my ID.
Well,
You should like once you hit like 100K followers or something on whatever platform, they should be like, send me your ID, send me your passport, boom, verified. It's you. That's what the point is, right?
Well, and also like with all these fake accounts and stuff, do you know that they just actually came out with when you go and like report them, you can like put like this person is pretending to be me, or this person is pretending to be someone I know.
Yeah.
You can actually put the person of who it is.
Yeah, that's a problem though. I've been doing that, or have my friends do that for the last couple of days because there's so many that pop up of me lately. And they'll get a notification back from Instagram. It says, sorry, we were unable to review your submission. We just don't have the bandwidth. So they ignore it. They just ignore it. It's like, well, why are you even like reporting it?
Why do you even have this
option? Why
option?
even have the option?
Yeah.
It's like, what? They got to figure that
Well,
out.
dude, they're doing a good job. I mean, there's a reason that people are making all these fake accounts because, I mean, I've had some people like in my camp that all of a sudden they're like, yo, I'm really excited. And it's like, what? I sent fucking $500 to you. And it's like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah,
man?
I know. Come on. Check tag photos. If I don't follow my family, like do a little research,
Well, also, I mean, you don't have any mutuals. Like
Right.
that's always the biggest thing for me.
I know, it's crazy. Even my friends like fall for it, or like distant friends.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
You can't be doing that. And also, why do you think I'm asking you for money for Bitcoin?
What?
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. And there are people, it works with people, unfortunately. I've seen a lot of Reddit posts about me, and I'm like, that's not me. Like, stop spreading this like misinformation. I'm not taking $150 in your social security on WhatsApp, my guy. Like,
it's crazy, bro. It's just been around since like the dawn of time, though. These just like scammers.
I know. It sucks.
Whether it was, cold calling or then the email.
Yeah.
And then they were doing it in the DMs. And now it's just, they're pretty advanced now. It's crazy. They whip up these profiles. They got all the same posts. And they're quick with it.
I know.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
I wonder if they spent that much time into building a dropshipping store.
If they would just take all the money they scammed and reinvest it into my program, it'd be good to go.
Man, they need to do that. Message to all of those guys.
Yeah, for real.
Jesus.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, hey, look, dude, I really appreciate you coming. Guys, this has been episode 17 of The Rebellion. Go check out Austin's stuff. It's amazing. And we will see you guys on the next episode.